Hey girls, it's Brittany with Eating Elephants, and I am 9 weeks pregnant this week. So let's do an update. My phrase for this week is I can't even brush my teeth, and I'll get into why later. As far as symptoms go, morning sickness has hit me full force as of maybe like a week or two ago. I cannot eat anything. The next symptom on here is food aversions. I can't hardly eat anything. When I find something that's going down good, once I eat it, I feel good for about 2 hours and then I'm nauseous again, and I need to find something else to eat that's not going to make me sick, so when my stomach gets empty, I feel sick, but also if I eat something that my body doesn't like, I get sick. So yeah, there's a fine line I have to walk there. So I'm just basically nauseous all the time. And I have an overactive gag reflex, which is why it's hard for me to brush my teeth. My gag reflex has moved way up to the front of my mouth. So when I'm brushing my teeth, I literally gag myself and throw up in the sink, or get very close to throwing up in the sink. I've only actually thrown up while brushing my teeth once, but yeah, it was awful. And it's still, every time I brush my teeth, I feel like I'm gonna throw up, and I usually gag a couple times, especially if I try to clean my tongue. So I'm probably gonna have to get some mouthwash so that I can just gargle it and spit it, and just like brush my teeth, like the outside parts, and then use mouthwash to get the rest of my mouth fresh. Fatigue, for sure. I have been so tired. For a while after quitting my job. When I was at my job, I got up at 5:30 to go to work, and 5 on Mondays actually, and 5:30 the rest of the week. And so I was getting up naturally around 7:30, between 7:30 and 8:30. Now I get up naturally around 9, but usually I'm still sleepy, so I just let myself go back to sleep. I just go to the restroom and let myself go back to sleep, and then I wake up at like 11. So yeah, I'm sleeping in now, and I'm just really tired, and walking upstairs I get really out of breath, and just walking around I gotta stop sometimes. Not that I've gained any weight, because I actually haven't. I've lost like 8 to 10 pounds since becoming pregnant, but yeah, I don't know. I'm just tired. I got a sinus infection in week either 7 or 8, and I thought it was just my fall allergies kicking in, but I quickly realized that it was a full-blown sinus infection. As you guys might know, I will not be taking prescription medicines during this pregnancy, like at all, unless absolutely necessary. So what I did was I did really strong, salty, warm water gargles to help with my throat, and I used my neti pot, which, if you don't know what a neti pot is, it's like a short teapot, and you put warm water in it, and you put and you should use distilled or filtered water, and you put a saline powder in it, like basically salt in it, and stir it up a little bit, and you use it to irrigate your sinuses. So you put the spout of the teapot in this. It's not a teapot, but it's similar to a teapot. You put the spout in one nostril, and then the water goes through your sinuses and out the other nostril. So that is what completely cured my sinus infection. When I realized it was a sinus infection, I started doing the neti pot and the gargles, and I only had it for another couple of days after that. So yeah, you don't have to run to medicine for everything, guys, and I'm learning that more and more as I learn more about natural living. One thing that scared me really badly, which actually the only thing that has really scared me, everything else is pretty normal that I've been experiencing, but I've been having heart palpitations in the middle of the night. And it's not every night, it's only happened a couple of times, but I'll wake up in the middle of the night, not startled or anything. It's not like something startled me awake and then my heart's pounding. I'll wake up because my heart is pounding, or it feels like it's skipping beats and stuff like that. And that really scared me, and I actually didn't research it I'm not sure why I didn't research it, because I'm like the research queen. I'm like the queen of Google. But I didn't research it. But I have been watching a whole lot of pregnancy updates from people who are around the same gestation as I am, and actually even people's old pregnancy updates from when they were pregnant years ago. And a lot of people have experienced that in pregnancy and have said it's normal, and have said that their doctors and midwives have said it's normal. So I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it's normal and not really freak out about it. But it did scare me, and maybe my blood pressure was high, maybe I don't know, maybe a lot of things could have been happening, but we'll see. And it hasn't happened in a while either, so that might be over. It might have just been a 1 or 2 time thing. I have been having some slight cervical cramping, and it's not like my uterus at all. It's my cervix, and it's just like a little, kind of like what people describe as lightning crotch, but not nearly as bad. Just like a slight little situation going on. That, and I'm not concerned about that either. My boobs have been so sore. I don't sleep with a bra on most of the time. I mean, I'm starting to now because they're so sore. But I usually don't sleep with a bra on. And sometimes when I don't, I have to literally wake up in the middle of the night because my boobs hurt so much. And I have to like shift them, like move them to a more, because I sleep on my stomach for right now. I have to move them to a more comfortable position to where not a lot of my body weight is on them because they hurt so bad. And I think my nipples have gotten darker too, which I'm black, so my nipples were already dark, but I think they've gotten a shade darker. And last but not least, I have the linea negra, which is the black line that goes down your stomach. I don't have it down my entire stomach. I just have it from my belly button down, and I've actually had it since like week 6. So I forgot to mention it in my last update, but I had it then too. And I read that the darker your complexion, the earlier you tend to get it. So yeah, so I guess it's common for black women to get it a little bit earlier, which I think this is a bit earlier, because some women don't get it until towards the end of their pregnancy. So yeah, I thought that was cool, and I'm not even the one who noticed it. My husband noticed it, which is cool. It's really, really light, and I mean, it's not so light that you think it could be your imagination. It's definitely there. But yeah, that's cool. So supplements and such. All of my supplements are basically the same except the fish oil. I'm still taking it, but I found out that taking too many EPAs, which it has DHA and EPA in it, which are fatty acids, and I've seen that EPA is linked, too much EPA is linked to miscarriage and birth defects. But there is a healthy amount that you can take that gives you the benefits without the risk. So I was taking 3 capsules of it a day, which is what the bottle recommends. Now I'm only taking 1 capsule a day, and after realizing that I was taking 3 times too much, I took a few days off of taking it, and now I only take 1 a day when I remember, because actually I kind of forget to take the fish oil sometimes. I don't forget to take my prenatal, but I do forget to take the fish oil sometimes. And I'm still taking the progesterone, and I still have the same prenatal, and I haven't had to take any fiber supplements. And TMI, maybe, I don't know, I'm gonna be talking about poop sometimes, guys. I have irritable bowel syndrome, so that's a thing. But my poop has been solid for the last couple of weeks, which is amazing. I have not had any diarrhea. I am so grateful for that. So, first of all, I would like to apologize because I've been telling you guys that I'm gonna make a video about my birth plans and everything for like 3 or 4 weeks now. I've been saying that, and I haven't done it. So I've given up on trying to make it a separate video, and I'm just going to talk about it here. So basically, my plan is to have a home birth with a midwife. And I know I did a video saying that I was considering unassisted birth, which that wasn't the point of the video, but I mentioned it in the video that I was thinking about doing unassisted births, and that was, of course, before I was pregnant. But I've decided against it, and we're gonna have a midwife at the birth. I'm thinking just me, my husband, the midwife, and her student slash assistant, which her student slash assistant is an international board certified lactation consultant, which is awesome. I never thought I would meet an international. Oh my gosh, I don't know the acronym, so I have to actually say it. International board certified lactation consultant. I never thought I would meet one or get help from one ever. I didn't think there were any in my area, but she is one, so I'm so excited about that. And one of the things that's really important to me for the midwife to do before she leaves is check the baby for tongue and lip ties, because in this area, nobody breastfeeds around here. So I see kids with lip ties all the time, especially being a child care worker. I've seen so many kids with lip ties and tongue ties that are obvious, but their pediatricians haven't seen it. Their mothers haven't noticed because they're not breastfeeding, so it's not an issue right now. But even kids whose ties are so tight that they're going to have a hard time talking because their lips are all pulled in and they can't push their tongue out of their mouths. But nobody's breastfeeding, so nobody's noticing. So I'm not counting on a pediatrician, the pediatrician that I have. If I choose a pediatrician in my area, I'm not counting on them knowing about lip and tongue ties at all, because none of their patients breastfeed, basically. But yeah, so I'm really excited about that. So she knows, my midwife assured me that her assistant knows all about tongue ties and everything, and they're going to assess my latch and everything before they leave, and that's amazing to have that resource. I went to see the midwife a week ago today, and my cousin went with me. She is actually about an hour and a half away from where I live. So we're going to be meeting for my prenatal appointments at my grandmother's house, which is closer to me than to her. She'll be driving a lot farther than I am. I'll be driving about, I don't know, 15 minutes, and she'll be driving like an hour. So yeah, I don't see how it helps her really at all. But yeah, she'll meet me at my grandma's house for the prenatals. And then the birth, and I hope at least one prenatal will be in my apartment. Let's see. One thing I wanted to pick you guys' brains about is, who should I invite to the birth? Right now, well, I won't say right now, but my thoughts are that it should only be the midwife, her assistant, and my husband, because that's already 3 people besides myself. And even that might get a little bit overwhelming when a few months ago I was thinking I just wanted my husband and I. So I also have a very close girlfriend who I kind of want, I'm kind of thinking I want to be there, if she's open to it, which I'm sure she will be, because she's a very supportive person, and I know she's a person who's willing to be a help, and not just, feel all special because, I get to see the baby born, but she would actually, come and want to be a help, and I know if my parents are there, they're just gonna want to sit and wait on the baby to come. So yeah, my biggest question is, do you guys think I should invite my parents? And if any of you guys have invited your parents, let me know how that went, and your parents' disposition towards their opinions of home birth, and if your parents were not so open to home birth at the beginning, were you able to kind of recondition their minds for them to be an asset at your home birth? Because basically my dad thinks it's just insane, and my mom, she wouldn't do it herself, but she's like, well, yeah, I know a couple of people who've done that, but whatever. That's kind of her opinion on it. But my dad is completely against it, but not against it as in he's gonna try to stop me from doing it. But when I told them that I was gonna do a home birth, I told them that they could come, and that's my cousin in the background that you see there. Yes. But What was I saying? Lordy Lou. Lordy Lou. Oh, when I initially told them that I was doing a home birth, I told them that they could come. I said, well, you know, you guys can come if you want, you know, when they were all skeptical and stuff. And now I kind of regret that. I wish I wouldn't have said that, and I would have let myself think about it longer before I did that, because I think they would be more upset about me telling them they can come and then going back and telling them they can't, instead of just initially thinking about it and then telling them they can't. So I just want to know you guys' opinions and your experience about this topic. I know it can be a tough one for some people, and people can get very offended and very upset when it comes to these things, especially it's their first grandchild and they are actually extremely excited. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about that. I still want book recommendations for you guys, and just any resources that you guys like, and birth stories if you don't have channels with birth stories on them, and if you do, tell me down below if you have your birth story and everything on your channel. So yeah, I guess that's it. I guess I'll do a belly shot. Nothing's really changed. And I don't have the panel on, so it doesn't look nice, like super nice and round. But I guess I'll do one. Alright guys, like I said, there's really nothing. Here's from the front. Well, nothing but fat. I actually put on Facebook that, because it's Halloween today, I put on Facebook that I wish I could paint my belly like a pumpkin, like people with the nice big round bellies do. But I said I would literally just be painting fat. But yeah, I really do think I've gotten some, at least, bloat going on here. You know, it's a little more round, and it's not hard at all. It's really not. It's not uterus whatsoever. It's very squishy. And speaking of my uterus, it is the size of a grapefruit this week. So there's my belly. And I'm just going to go ahead and end it here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for everything. Please keep looking out for people stealing my belly shots for little perv movies and stuff like that on YouTube, because that is a legitimate fear of mine. I've also already gotten a perv in my comments, leaving pervy comments about my belly, like saying, anyway, I won't say what he said because it was creepy, but he got blocked. So yeah, watch out for that for me. And how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Bye bye.